On the first day of preseason testing, Leclerc was in the car throughout the daytime session at Ferrari, and we saw him set a strong pace with his updated Ferrari. Although tire and fuel variables are still unknown, the team appears to be performing well in high-speed corners. In the afternoon session, Mercedes driver George Russell topped the session with a lap time of 1 minute 33.4. He was followed by McLaren driver Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc, who had led the morning session. SF26 is equipped with a flap called FTM that harnesses the exhaust gas flow, now active even at low revs for energy recovery. A small wing appeared in front of the SF26's exhaust pipe, immediately drawing the attention of rival teams. The change made here is expected to give the team a gain of around 0.15 to 0.25 seconds. Compared to Leclerc's best lap last week, telemetry shows that Ferrari's package this week has generally improved the car's stability in the grip. Ferrari closed its garage doors after Hamilton's afternoon session. Rumors of a potential problem emerged, but no confirmed information was available. It was said that the car was completely dismantled for an unknown reason. However, Hamilton took to the track 40 minutes before the end of the session. Hamilton made the following comments about the SF26. "I think I always try to enter into a season with confidence, but of course you are faced with all sorts of different challenges along the way. I think this has obviously gone through quite a bit. According to Fred Vasseur, why early season upgrades will be relentless in 2026. I'm really convinced that everybody will bring huge upgrades next week and perhaps again in Melbourne. And it will be like this at the beginning of the season because the rate of development is very, very high, and it makes sense to speed up the new parts and the lead time on the new parts, but I'm focused on myself." Team rankings according to Laurent Mekies in Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull. Mekies has said Red Bull is confident, but in no way the benchmark, and that Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren are well ahead. Mekies also said, "I'm quite confident that Max will most likely become the best at mastering these regulations and the technicalities and tricks as much as he was in the previous set of regulations." Red Bull introduced a new front wing design during the second test session in Bahrain, featuring a wavy leading edge with 2 raised curvatures. This marks a departure from the previous straight design, aiming to enhance aerodynamic performance. Isaac Hadjar, tasked with debuting the RB22's new front wing, faced a significant setback due to a hydraulic issue, forcing him to spend extended time in the pits. The problem required intensive repairs, highlighting the challenges of testing new components. Despite the hydraulic setback, Red Bull remains focused on developing a new performance baseline. The team is committed to overcoming technical challenges to ensure the RB22 is competitive in the upcoming season. As a result of the decision regarding Mercedes engines, we are entering a new era in engine measurements. Effective August 1st, 2026, measurements that have been conducted at room temperature up to now will be performed using the hot measurement method, which directly reflects the engine's actual operating conditions. We saw Aston Martin, the troubled team from last week's tests, this morning with the holes in the engine cover repaired, and we saw the car reach 320 kilometers per hour before reaching the first corner. The engine doesn't exceed 10,900 revolutions per minute in 8th gear, but looking at the lap and the overall picture, things don't look as bad as they did last week. Despite this, the team is still dealing with numerous different issues, and Alonso complained about the car's instability. In the afternoon session, Stroll also ended up in the gravel with the car. The team also managed to dip below 136 for the first time in all preseason testing. On drivers' press conference, drivers were asked about the starting procedure. Bottas said, "It's definitely not more dangerous than before." Lewis also said, "It's definitely not dangerous. Should Prob take that connotation away?" Max said, "You can always start from the pit lane if you feel unsafe." Max and Lewis also stated in other comments that they are satisfied with their cars so far. During the day, the F1 Commission said that a decision will be made to hold 12 sprint races starting with the 2027 season. They are trying to get this accepted by saying that the teams and organizers want it. The FIA tested a new 5-second start procedure today. First, the red flag was displayed. Then the pit exit was opened and the cars took to the track for the grid. After the formation lap, they lined up on the grid. Before the start, the panels will flash blue for 5 seconds, followed by the standard lights. See you on the next video.